Hey, thanks for clicking on this video. Is door knocking worth it? It's worked for me. Hey, if you're new to my channel, welcome to Real Estate Happens, the very first and longest running real estate show on the web. I'm John McQuilkin. Thanks for tuning in. Okay, I'm a real estate agent in Beverly Hills, California, and I've always been a door knocker. Now in Beverly Hills, you can't go out and knock on doors, but in other areas of Los Angeles, you can knock on doors. And some agents are more comfortable doing cold calls. For me, I've always been more comfortable knocking on doors because I'm better face to face when I'm meeting with new potential clients. So, the biggest thing that people have about door knocking is the fear. I want to tell you something. I have never had anybody that was angry or mad at me for knocking on their door. Sometimes they're very short with you because you've caught them at an inopportune time or they just don't want to see you. But they've never been angry or mean, to me at least. So don't let that hang you up. And here's the other thing. After you knock on the first 2 or 3 doors, it becomes easier and easier. And before you know it, you can't wait to knock on the next door. What makes it easier for me, I find, is if you have something to hand them, because that makes knocking on the door better, rather than just knocking on the door saying, "Hi, I'm a real estate agent. You don't want to sell your house, do you?" Have something. I either go with my notepad, and I'm like, "Oh, hey, I just wanted to give you my new notepad," and you hand it to them. And then if they seem nasty or they don't want to talk to you, just say, "Well, thank you, have a great day." But if they're like, "Oh, well, thank you for this notepad," then you can try to strike up a conversation with them. Sometimes if they're older people and you happen to be younger, they might want to help you. So you can kind of get real personal with them for a second and say, "Hey, by the way, would you happen to know anybody in this neighborhood that might be thinking of buying or selling their house?" And sometimes they might even tell you, "Well, actually, I just heard," or "this person was having a garage sale, so they might be thinking about moving." Sometimes they'll confide in you if you just take it down a notch and just act like you're asking for their help. But only do that if they seem receptive to you. Other than that, just hand them your notepad and say, "Well, thank you very much." Another thing you can do, because notepads can be expensive, is just hand them a flyer. If you have a listing in the neighborhood, that's one of the best ways because that gives you a reason to knock on their door. You just say, "I'm so sorry to disturb you." Only say that. Don't apologize up front, but only apologize if they look angry when they knock on your door. Then say, "Look, I'm sorry to disturb you, but I just wanted to hand you," no, don't say hand you. "I just wanted to give you, let you know about my new listing that I have in your neighborhood. It's right over here on Elm Street. It's a 4-bedroom, 2-bath, blah, 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 blah. And the reason I'm telling you about it is because I'm sure you like living in this neighborhood, so you might have family or friends that want to live in this neighborhood as well. So if you do, would you please hand them this flyer?" That's one of the best ways to get your flyer out there. That way they have your information, and that way you're just not knocking on their door without giving them anything. So again, find a reason to knock on their door. Give them something. Just don't show up empty-handed and think you're going to ask for their business, which people do, and they do get their business. But it's much easier, at least for you, if you have a reason to be at their front door. It builds your confidence level. So I've been doing real estate since 2003, and door knocking has proved lucrative to me. Whenever business starts to lag, I go back to the fundamentals. I go back to door knocking. Then sometimes we get caught up in all our business, we get busy and we stop door knocking for a while, which we shouldn't. We should be doing it consistently. But when we do, then we're like, uh-oh, time to get back to the fundamentals and go back to door knocking. Now again, some people do cold calling and they're very, very good at it because you can do a lot more calls in an hour than you can knocking on doors. But for me, I'd rather be face-to-face, like I said, and I like being outside. Even if it's 100 degrees out, I'd rather be outside than in an office all day. But that's just me. So, door knocking's been good to me. I think it can be good to you if you get over your fear. If you have any questions about door knocking, don't hesitate to leave a question below. As far as scripts go, there's great scripts that you can get online. I did Mike Ferry. I was in their one-on-one coaching program for $1,000 a month. So I got a lot of information from Mike Ferry. So I use his scripts when I'm door knocking. They say don't alter the scripts, but I alter them for myself, you know. Yeah, I alter them for myself, and you can just make them feel right to you, because sometimes the scripts feel a little bit too salesy for me, so I needed to just tweak them a little bit, but the scripts do work. And the reason I'm telling you that is because sometimes people say, well, I don't know what to say when I'm door knocking. Well, read the scripts, memorize the scripts, and then you'll know what to say. So don't let that stop you from door knocking. So anyways, I hope this helped. If it did, leave a comment below. And like I mentioned before, if you have any additional questions, leave a comment below. I would love to help you out. I'd love to see you become a successful real estate agent. Because let me tell you, real estate has been very good to me. I've made a lot of money in real estate, and you can too. In my other videos, you'll see that, hey, it's not easy being a real estate agent. I don't sugarcoat it. But the money is real. You can make a lot of money. And if door knocking can help you make a lot of money, then get out there and start knocking on those doors. Well, that's it for today's show. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to have another show for you real soon. I promise you that. So until then, take care, everybody. I'm John McQuilkin, and I'll see you in real estate.